Ever thought about starting your own business but feel like you don't have enough money to actually get started? What if I told you that you can launch a profitable service business for less than $500? Well, it's absolutely possible, and today I am breaking down 4 businesses that you can start right now without breaking the bank. We're going to talk about what you need, the marketing, and finding the right customers, but before we get started, I do need to make one thing very clear. Even though these businesses can be started for almost nothing, they are legitimate businesses and they need to be treated like it. The key word is business. This is not a charity, so if you want to succeed, you have to run it like a business. This means knowing your numbers, charging properly, and staying organized. And that's where tools like QuoteIQ can come in to help calculate your costs, track your customers, send estimates, invoices, and get paid, and also make sure that you're actually making money, not just breaking even. You can download it for free today at myquoteiq.com. So let's get into these businesses. Every single one of them can be started for under $500, and you can get everything that you need at one of your local big box stores. Is this the best equipment? Is this the recommended equipment? The answer is of course not, but these are the tools and supplies that you can use to get started, and then after you get a few jobs under your belt, you got some cash in the bank, you can start reinvesting in better equipment to make you more efficient and more profitable. Okay, our first business is gutter cleaning, and this is a high demand seasonal service with almost no upfront cost, which is why you can get in for under $500. All you need to get started is a sturdy ladder, a pair of gloves, a rake, a bucket, and some bags. So let's break down all of your costs. So we're going to start with $500, right? And first up is you're going to need a ladder. So we can get a ladder for about $179. And you're going to be digging in gutters. You're going to want to keep your hands protected. So a good pair of work gloves is absolutely critical. You're also going to want to be efficient, right? You want to be in and out as quickly as possible. So you're going to want to minimize the cleanup time. So don't throw all of that stuff from the gutters on the ground. So you're going to want to grab a 5-gallon bucket. This is going to cost about $3.40. That bucket is going to fill up pretty quick. So you're going to want to empty that bucket out in these 30-gallon yard bags. And you can get 5 of them for $2.25. So grab a couple packs and that is going to set you back $4.50. And then you're going to want to rake for any kind of additional cleanup. You not only want to clean out the gutters, but you want to make sure that you don't leave a mess in your customer's yard. And that rake is going to cost just under $30. So customer satisfaction is obviously very important because we want those reviews, we want those word of mouth referrals. So after you have all your supplies, you now have $268.11 left. And we all know the tools and the supplies, they aren't going to make us any money just sitting around. So we are going to use the remaining money for our marketing budget. Your gutter cleaning business is going to need customers, right? And if I was just starting out, I would get online, I would get some high quality flyers made from somewhere like Vistaprint. There's dozens of places out there that you can choose from, and you can get about 1,000 of these flyers for about $80. And just make sure your design is good, it has a good call to action, it clearly conveys the services that you're offering. Throw in a discount, make sure it has an expiration, which creates a sense of urgency, and then get out there and start canvassing the right neighborhoods. Target potential customers with disposable income. Nicer neighborhoods are going to be your focus, obviously. The next bit of marketing that I would do is on Facebook, okay? I would go to QIQads.com. I would use promo code QIQ and get a custom-made video ad for your business, and that's going to cost $89. And then post it everywhere. Facebook groups, Instagram, X, anywhere where you can post a video, post it. Then I'd take the remaining $99 out of that $500 startup budget and use it to run Facebook ads to our target audience. So all of that coupled with your drive, your determination, being consistent and relentless, you're ready to get out there and start knocking on doors and start landing jobs. So let's stroll down another aisle and look at what it takes to start a window cleaning business. And this is another one of those high demand services with minimal upfront costs and really good opportunities to generate recurring revenue. It's straightforward, it's highly visual, and perfect for anyone looking to start a very profitable business on a budget. So let's break down the cost and strategies for getting started with only $500. So there are a few essentials that you're going to need to get good results besides the proper technique, and that is a bucket. This is a dual purpose tool. It's great to carry and store all the tools that we're going to be talking about, but you're also going to need it for the soap and the water to actually clean the windows, right? And you can grab one of these for $25. The next thing you're going to need is a scrubber. So we are going to get one of these. Some people call them a mop. It's 14 inches, and this is going to set you back about $16. And this is used to apply the cleaner, to agitate the glass, to help loosen up all the dirt and grime. So this is the fun and the satisfying part, and that's the squeegee. And I would recommend getting a couple different sizes because you're going to be dealing with all different sizes of windows. I'd get an 18-inch squeegee for $29. I'd get the 8-inch one for only $14.99. Obviously, the water is free, but you're going to need soap. And there are several options available, but the cheapest is good old Dawn dish detergent. And a little bit goes a long way, so grab the little bottle for $2.99 and you're all set. Next up is something to tackle those taller windows, right? So you have a couple of choices here, but I say why not go with both, because at the end of the day, they're both cheap and they're going to pay for themselves. An extension pole for $27.99, it's a no-brainer. And then I would get an extension ladder for $179.99. And this is going to let you get the second story windows both inside and out. So total spent now has been $298.93, which gives us a nice little marketing budget to go after those customers that we need. But before we spend that money, let's talk about a few no-cost ways to get those first few customers. And this goes for all of the businesses on this list. First is to get out there and start knocking on doors, residential and commercial, visit homes, visit businesses with dirty windows, and then have a 30-second pitch ready to go, right? Maybe offer a quick demo, which is also a great way to show the results that you can provide, and it helps build trust. And now they have one clean window that they have to look at, which really stands out, and it might motivate them to hire you to do the rest. So I would suggest finding strip malls, shopping centers, walk into storefronts, cafes. Anyone with windows is a potential customer, and windows are everywhere. You're also going to want to set up your Google business profile, optimize it with photos, get those reviews. This is really important. So now let's talk about the remaining $201.07. You could go the flyer route, and you could even go the QuoteIQ video ad route, but I would focus less on interruption marketing and focus on people who are actively looking for your service. And then I take that remaining $200 and I would run some Google ads, right? I'd get some jobs, I would set some money aside, and I would reinvest in my marketing budget so I can keep getting customers that way. So the next business is another great one where you can get in cheap and grow from there. But I did want to mention again the importance of knowing this is a business, and a business needs to have business insurance. This, of course, can eat into your initial startup budget, but if you want to get a free quote to see how much it might cost you, I put a link for the company that I use for my general liability in the comment section down below. So the next business that you might consider if you are handy or mechanically inclined is a handyman business. Now, I generally try to stay away from these jack of all trades types of businesses, but this is one that is actually pretty good. So this type of business is going to target homeowners, landlords, and small business owners needing basic repairs and installations. Okay? The great thing about this business is that you really don't need a ton of tools or equipment when you're first starting out, because you have no idea what kind of jobs that you're actually going to be asked to do. So we are going to approach this business a little differently. We are going to start with our marketing and see what kind of jobs we can land, and then get a deposit before purchasing any supplies for these specific tasks. Funny story, my buddy Kurt, he lost his job, and that's not the funny part, but he decided he wanted to try the handyman thing. He went out and bought every tool that he thought that he would need to start the business, only to realize that his first job was assembling IKEA furniture. So he spent like $2,500 on tools for a $300 job that he didn't need any tools for, and he could have spent that money on marketing to get his new business out in front of more people. So don't make that mistake. First, we're going to start with free organic marketing, Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor, post odd jobs done fast, right? With a list of the services that you feel comfortable offering. And then go get 1,000 flyers made for $79.99, post them in the hardware stores, on community boards, deliver them to higher end neighborhoods where people value their time more than their money and will happily exchange it for things they don't want to do or can't do themselves. Use these flyers in conjunction with door knocking. They might not need you right now, but if you make a good impression and leave them something like a flyer, who knows, they might give you a call in the future or refer you to somebody that needs you now. And a pro tip for you, track all of your expenses and make sure you are charging accordingly. Handyman work, sometimes you don't know what to charge, but if you know what you need to make, what your hourly rate should be, then you're going to be charging okay. So use QuoteIQ to calculate your hourly rate, include things like your overhead, gas, tools, and the time that you're going to be compensated for, and you will always know where your business stands. So on to the next business, and this is one that I have mentioned before. before because it is highly profitable, very scalable, and you can get into it for under $500, and that is line striping, parking lot line striping. And I like this business because every business, school, church with a parking lot is your potential customer, and they are required by law to maintain the lines, the fire lanes, handicap spots. And when I say maintain, I mean this is recurring work, which is a good thing, right? So charge a fair price, stay in contact with past customers, and you are setting yourself up for success. So what do you need to get started? Well, a basic striping kit and paint kit will cost under $500, and there's little competition, especially if you are good at marketing and you do a good job. So you can start with as little as a paint roller for $249. Some extra rollers are going to set you back about $6. You're going to go through these pretty quickly with the color changes, so I would grab several packs of those. And you're definitely going to want to get an extension pole so you aren't breaking your back every single job bent over doing it. And this is going to cost you only $9. And of course, you are going to need paint. And this is where it gets a little bit more expensive, about $25 per gallon. And I would personally invest in an entry-level paint striping machine. These things are about $180. They take spray paint, but they can do a pretty good job when you're first starting out. And you're going to need lots of paint. This is a paint striping business, and the cans are about $10 each, so you can plan on spending at least $100 here. So now we are left with $175 and a little change. Now, a friend of mine once used a striping machine and accidentally painted over a squirrel. Not only was it embarrassing, the cleanup was a nightmare, but if you're just starting out, maybe just stick to a roller. It's slower, but maybe a little bit more precise. And if you're interested in this type of business, plan on setting aside a little bit of money to get How to Stripe, the ultimate guide to line striping. It's well worth the investment and gives you the blueprint for success, and you won't run over any squirrels. So you've got your gear, you got $175 left over. Now let's talk about where to get your first customers. Now, again, anyone with a parking lot is a potential client, right? So direct outreach is a good starting point. I would personally find businesses, schools that have got nasty, poorly marked parking lots and pitch my services, right? Drive around to the industrial areas, target warehouses or office parks needing fresh striping. I would use social media, I would use flyers, show photos of crisp, clean lines, and highlight the safety benefits to your customers. Before and after pictures are great as well for this type of business. I would use Facebook to run ads to local businesses, and then of course, make sure that you reinvest back into your marketing budget once you start pulling in these jobs. This business is highly scalable, so make sure that you know your market and you're not undercutting your competition. Just because you're starting on a budget doesn't mean you shouldn't be paid market value. So, with all of that being said, starting a business for under $500 isn't just possible, it is a smart way to dip your toes into entrepreneurship and owning your own business without risking too much financially. Remember, this is not a hobby, this is not a charity, it is a business, and you need to run it like one. So stay organized, charge what you're worth, and track everything with QuoteIQ, the tool that grows with your business. So comment below with the business idea you're most excited about, and do not forget to subscribe for more tips on starting and scaling your business. Thanks for watching.